done yet. I'm not done yet. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I read it. Patti Rydlun, I'm not dead yet. I'm not. I'm not dead yet, Patti Rydlun.
I'm not dead yet. I'm 72. I'm not a boomer. I'm from the silent generation. If I were to go into another room and I would ask people to judge me, what might some of those people say? They might say, she looks good for her age. They might say, oh, sweetie, can I help you with the menu? Some people call it elder speak. I call it baby talk. Or they might say, she's cute for an old bag. Unfortunately, we're surrounded by implicit and explicit harassment of ageism. What's ageism? Ageism is the systematic stereotyping of people to torment them, to discriminate them against them because they're old. Some of those things that I said before were actually said to me or said to friends of mine. And it's all around ageism. And I'm not going to take it anymore. I don't want any more part of it. I want to eradicate ageism. I want to start a new conversation about it. Matter of fact, that's not even good enough. I want to start a rebellion. I'm a renegade, I'm a rebel, and I'm done with ageism. So you might say, oh, why are you so passionate about this? And I'm going to say, for a few reasons. Number one, people say if you're between 40 and 100, number one, they clump you together. All of a sudden, we have no personality because we're all old. And then they say you're feeble, you're unproductive, you don't want to learn anything new, and you're really not good for much. But the thing is, I'm not disabled, I'm not disease-ridden, I'm not in a nursing home. Matter of fact, only 4% of the population are in the nursing home. But silent generation, of whom I'm one, and the boomers, think about this, marketing business people, are in control of over 70% of dispensable income. Think about that. And yet, they're marketing to the youth all the time. We're in a youth-driven society. Worship the youth culture. So I'm done with it. I don't want to hear it anymore. You know why? Ageism applies to everybody. We're all getting older. Hate to tell you. You say, I'm a baby, I'm young, and then you turn around, and trust me, this happens. You say, I'm 80, I'm 70. Wait, when did that happen? How come that person's offering me that seat on the bus? I go home, I look in the mirror, oh my God, when did that happen? And the other quick thing that I have no choice because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. My dad worked for Merck and Company, and they have a mandatory retire at 65. My dad was going down. He wasn't putting up with that. He was fighting it. He wrote to the CEO. He wrote to the president. He called the ACLU. They said he couldn't sue. We're like, Dad, just retire. He said, I don't want anything to do with it. I still want to work, I have a lot to offer. So what happened? We're at my sister's in Mendham Township, New Jersey. We're there for dinner. My dad likes to go out for a walk, so he did. He was gone a little too long. So I said, Mom, do you want me to go find Dad? And she says, no, he'll be here. Comes in with a little smirk on his face. Where were you, Dad? You know, we're worried about you. He said, well, you know, I found out that Albert Merck lives about 1.5 miles from Lenore, my sister. So he walked there. He went up the long mile driveway, rang the doorbell, and we're all like with bated breath. And he says, they weren't home, and we go like, my mother says, you're done. No more letters, no more going to see Albert Merck, whatever. You're finished, you're retiring. So I can't help myself, right? That's my model. I lost my job at 62, and I was devastated. I always got up in the morning and went to work since I'm 15 years old. Now I felt like I was walking around with a big L that said loser. She lost her job. But you know what? I had an epiphany, and I'm done. I'm going to start my own business, make my own money, not depend on anybody. And now I'm passionate about ageism. How dare you tell me I'm too old? I'm not. And neither is anybody here, no matter what your age is. Because you know it swings both ways. Sometimes they tell you you're too young. I've had that, but that was, maybe like 50 years ago. So I'm asking you to join my rebellion and make people aware of ageism, because it happens in those cute little cards we send to each other about, ooh, can't hear ya. It happens everywhere, so make people aware. The second thing is to be grounded in different groups. And why? Because my best friends are in their 20s, in their 30s, and yes, they're in their 70s and 80s, but I don't make any exceptions. I want to be friends with everybody, and plus, young people make you feel young. My 83-year-old best friend told me that. And finally, the last thing is educate. We have to educate everybody. So join me in my rebellion to eradicate ageism. Who's with me on this?